This is your News Source Evening Bulletin for today, Tuesday, the 18th day of August in the year 2020. I'm Gordon Mosley. Here's what we're tracking tonight. The total number of COVID-19 deaths in Guyana has jumped to 25, with the passing of 2 patients today. In a statement this afternoon, the Ministry of Health announced the death of a 93-year-old man who was a patient in the COVID-19 ICU at the Georgetown Hospital, and the 32-year-old resident of Region 1 who died at the Bartica Hospital, where he was hospitalized for suspected malaria but was tested for COVID-19. The results came back after his death. The same Region 1 resident was working in the mining district in Region 7 before his hospitalization in Bartica. 2 days ago, an 87-year-old man also passed away at the Georgetown Hospital. The Ministry of Health today said it is in contact with all the relatives and other contacts of the persons who died so that contact tracing could be facilitated and tests could be done. Health officials are once again reminding citizens to practice physical distancing and wear face coverings once out in the public. The ministry has also started widespread testing in the Region 4 area again, with testing spots set up along the east coast of the Marara, along the east bank of the Marara, and also here in Georgetown. More news coming up in just a moment.
Spend $3,000 in fuel at Falls Gas Station between August 3rd and September 30th and get a chance to win over 100 weekly prizes, or $3,000 in our recently renovated supermarket and you can win weekly prizes and one of 2 great food hampers in our summer promotion. At Falls, we provide a safe environment for you to shop, and you can choose from a wide range of products at unbeatable prices too, along with excellent service, of course. So shop now at Falls and make this a summer to remember.
Hello, my name is Clyde De Haas and I am the Managing Director of Unicomer Guyana Inc. The COVID-19 pandemic has impacted us all, but I promise you, we will get through it together. Shopping in this new environment could be daunting. However, we have fine-tuned our protocols to ensure we have a safe and comfortable environment for our staff and customers. Our store teams are observing the 6-20-100 protocol, that is 6 feet social distancing, washing hands for 20 seconds, and ensuring every day their body temperatures are below 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Additionally, all staff and customers are required to wear face masks when inside our stores. We are sanitizing all frequently touched areas, including door handles and counters, several times a day. Our service technicians and delivery team members will utilize full PPE when visiting your home. All these measures are to ensure we minimize any risks to you or to our staff. You can also shop with us via telesales or online at shopcoach.com. We are well prepared and ready to help you find the products you need in the safest way possible.
GBTI is your Guyanese bank, a bank that understands every customer's unique needs, opportunities, challenges, and financial concerns. At GBTI, we see you for you. Whether you're buying a new home or car, planning your next vacation or retirement, saving for your child's future, or whether you're ready to take that bold step of investing in your dream business idea, we are with you every step of the way. We hear your stories and watch you focus on your dreams as we share your aspirations. We are more than just banking. We are a family. We are part of your community. Our commitment extends way beyond the walls of our branches and is demonstrated every day in the opportunities we provide to our individual and business customers. The support, time, and commitment we give back to communities across Guyana to help improve the lives of our Guyanese families. Because we see Guyana through your eyes.
Welcome back. Confirming that the top brass of the People's National Congress will not be among the APNU-AFC's new parliamentarians, the largest party in the coalition today described its list as a bold step forward. In a statement, the PNCR said the composition of the list of candidates to Parliament represents the face of the future and will empower a new generation of leaders. More than 60% of the list are first-timers to the National Assembly, and the coalition has also ensured that more than 40% of those going to Parliament are women. But the group of parliamentarians will be without PNC leader David Granger, Chairman Valda Lawrence, General Secretary Amna Ali, and former Chairman Basil Williams. Longtime party member Aubrey Norton is also not on the list for Parliament. But in its statement today, the PNC defended the makeup of the parliamentary list, stating that the party has always advocated that young people are essential to the country's development, and an integral task of leadership is to groom and mold the leaders of the future. The party believes it has demonstrated more than any other party that it is prepared to take the bold and decisive initiative to prepare for the future. The PNC statement added that a public service, not merely parliamentary service, is priority. The party said it has been listening to its members and supporters and is aware of what is happening in the towns and villages all across the country. It noted that providing service to the people is the priority for the party and the new parliamentarians. According to the PNC Reform, the new parliamentarians, along with senior leaders and members of the PNC Reform, will fan out across the country to rebuild and strengthen the party in advance of the upcoming local government elections. The PNC said it is also promising to continue to work with other parties, trade unions, the private sector, and civil society to realize a common quest to make Guyana one nation. The party's list is mostly made up of fresh faces for the National Assembly, while some former ministers will be heading back also. Declaring that the APNU-AFC coalition needs him more than he needs it, PNC Reform member James Bond has fired off at his party leader, former President David Granger, over Granger's omission of PNC chairperson Valda Lawrence and others from the party's parliamentary list. In a late-night Facebook rant, Bond, who was a candidate for the APNU-AFC at the last elections but has been overlooked for a parliamentary seat, lashed out at Granger, calling his leadership weak and aloof. He said Granger badly erred by not picking Valda Lawrence to serve in Parliament again, especially since she is not only the chairman of the party but also the head of the Georgetown district of the party and also the National Congress of Women.
Comrade Valda Lawrence is not only the chairman for the PNCR, but she has a master's in public administration. She's an accountant. She was chairman of the PAC. Super qualified, and she's a woman of class. She's the most popular person in the PNC. The most, hands down, hands down.
According to Bond, there was no consultation with Lawrence about the APNU-AFC's parliamentary list, and she was completely snubbed by the party leader.
And she was not consulted. She was not asked if she wanted to go to Parliament. Let us get this right off the bat. She did not decline the offer to go to Parliament. She represents the Georgetown district, which brought about 57,000 votes or more to the coalition. A lot of persons who are going into Parliament lost their regions. Completely lost their regions, and they're going to Parliament. She commands the respect of the entire country, the entire PNC membership. The entire PNC membership has tremendous respect for her. So, you're gonna snub her. You didn't even ask her. No one asks Comrade Lawrence, do you want to go to Parliament? What are your views? Who should go to Parliament? There was no consultation.
As news source reported, PNC executives were summoned to a meeting last week and again this week, and those meetings dealt with some of the issues that should guide the party's parliamentary list. Last week, Granger told the executive that persons who had been in Parliament for more than 2 terms should not expect to be going again. Miss Lawrence has been a member of Parliament since 2001, meaning she would have already completed 4 terms in Parliament. But she wasn't the only senior member left out. The party's General Secretary Amna Ali, as well as former Chairman Basil Williams and former General Secretary Aubrey Norton, were also left off the list. While some party members have applauded the choice of more women and more youths for Parliament for the APNU-AFC, they have also noted the need for matured members to be present to guide the new members. Bond, who also wanted to be a member of Parliament, said his contentions should not be seen as him giving up on his party, since he intends to remain a member of the PNC.
So I got surprised for them that I am not leaving the PNC. You know, I am never leaving the PNC. So if they were thinking, oh, James would just up and say, oh, you wrong me and I got, and you have another thing coming. If they don't know me now, you must know this, is that I'm very, very competitive.
The PNC's chairman, Valdo Lawrence, has not made any comment on the issue. The APNU-AFC will be taking up 31 seats in the National Assembly. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs has announced 4 key appointments that the foreign minister hopes will add to the improvement of Guyana's foreign relations and its foreign policy. Former Foreign Minister Caroline Rodriguez-Burkett, who up to recently was employed at the FAO, will now serve as Guyana's new ambassador to the United Nations. She will also take up Guyana's seat as chair of the Group of 77 plus China. Rodriguez-Burkett, who stepped away from local politics following the 2015 elections and moved out of Guyana, served as Foreign Minister and Minister of Amerindian Affairs under 2 different PP-Civic governments. Minister Hugh Todd has also announced the appointment of former Minister of Foreign Affairs and former Foreign Secretary under the APNU-AFC government, Carl Greenidge, as his new advisor on borders. The PPP announced just after the elections that it would have been retaining Greenidge as he is the co-agent of Guyana's case against Venezuela before the International Court of Justice. Mr. Greenidge, who is also a longtime member of the People's National Congress, had reportedly been in talks with the PPP before the elections about a non-political role in a new PPP-Civic government. The Foreign Ministry has also announced the return of Robert Passad in government. Passad, who had announced a sabbatical when the PP lost the elections in 2015, will now serve as a Foreign Secretary, a position that was created by the former APNU-AFC government when its foreign minister at the time, Carl Greenidge, was forced to resign from Parliament because of his dual citizenship. Persad has been a rising star in the PPP, moving from Information Liaison to Minister of Agriculture and eventually Minister of Natural Resources. And the Foreign Minister also announced on Monday evening that former Director General in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Audrey Waddle, will be returning to the ministry full-time as its new permanent secretary. Waddle was removed from the Director General's position as the former government changed that position into a permanent secretary's position. Former President David Granger had announced that she had been earmarked for an appointment abroad. That appointment was never made. Foreign Minister Hugh Todd is expected to make a number of other appointments at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in the coming days, including several major diplomatic appointments. Minister of Labour Joe Hamilton intends to represent the interests of those private security guards who continue to face challenges with being paid their salaries on time. The Labour Department is in receipt of several complaints from security guards who have indicated that in some instances they would find themselves working for 2 and 3 months without receiving a salary. Minister Hamilton said the situation cannot continue.
These security companies that have people working and they're yet to pay them 2-3 months, they've passed. And their excuse is that they're waiting on the government to pay them. The employees, they should have that is your problem with the government. You have people working for you, you need to pay them weekly or monthly, whatever the agreement is.
The Labour Minister told reporters that he has already had cause to visit one of the security companies that appear in breach of the contract with its workers. He said he intends to continue to go out into communities to better understand many of the issues that workers are facing.
The visitation will start, as I said, and I will continue engagement with all the stakeholders for them to have a clear understanding as to what the outlook and the vision going forward of the Labour Ministry.
For many years, employees attached to private security companies have been raising their concerns with the Labor Department. Many of the security companies depend on government contracts and have complained about the length of time it takes for payments to filter down to them through the government system. A 40-year-old prisoner who was stabbed and chopped during an attack yesterday inside the Lusignan prison died today at the Georgetown Hospital from his injuries. The dead man has been identified as Sean Peters. He was on remand for larceny. In a statement, the prison service stated that Peters was attacked by 4 other prisoners on Monday night after he was moved to the holding bay. The 4 men who attacked him reportedly had a previous issue with him outside the prison. He was badly stabbed and chopped to the body and was seen by health officials at the prison before being moved to the Georgetown Hospital, where he passed away in the ICU. The prison service said a review of the CCTV footage from the location, as well as other closed-circuit footage obtained, allowed the administration to identify the assailants. A search conducted by prison officials uncovered more than 100 improvised weapons and 9 cell phones. All of the illegal items have been seized. Murder charges are expected soon against those responsible for the murder. Across the Region is coming up next.
Spend $3,000 in fuel at Falls Gas Station between August 3rd and September 30th and get a chance to win over 100 weekly prizes, or $3,000 in our recently renovated supermarket and you can win weekly prizes and one of 2 great food hampers in our summer promotion. At Falls, we provide a safe environment for you to shop, and you can choose from a wide range of products at unbeatable prices too, along with excellent service, of course. So shop now at Falls and make this a summer to remember.
We are legions of men standing strong, but never too proud to stoop and help someone. We must send a clear signal to all. Do right. Walk in upright ways, knowing that's what being a man is all about. And ever aware that things will only get worse when good men do nothing. Stand strong. Be the one to live right.
They've made a positive impact on the heavy-duty transportation industry in Guyana since they've arrived. Guyanese are amazed at their power, durability, efficiency, and superior handling capabilities. These are brand new trucks, manufactured in partnership with German, Italian, and French companies. They have a powerful reputation for operating under very adverse Guyanese conditions and come with full after-sales service and spare parts. They're the most sought-after trucks today, with over 500 units in Guyana, and they're available in over 100 countries, including South America and the Caribbean. Be smart. Buy brand new ST Howo trucks today. Call 608-4998 and arrange for an inspection at ST Truck Guyana Incorporated, Block B, Public Road, Covenant, East Bank, Demerara.
We give thanks for real. You spend all that money on your watch. How much time you spend with your son? So much money in the club. How much you spend with the ones you love? The simple things are your blessings.
Cheese, please. Remember Tyrus Riley, this one we aim to please. The music will never ease. Cheese, please.
Across the region right now, coronavirus cases in the Americas region have reached almost 11.5 million, and more than 400,000 people have died as a result of the virus, the World Health Organization has said. The biggest drivers of the case counts are the United States and Brazil. WHO Regional Director Carissa Etienne said the virus is unrelenting and requires the same from citizens. She said they must all stay vigilant and keep transmission under control. The Americas region continues to carry the highest burden of the disease, with 64% of officially reported global deaths, despite having 13% of the world's population. In Trinidad and Tobago, it is now law that if a person refuses to follow the directions given by doctors involved in testing and tracking the spread of COVID-19, that person could be arrested, fined, and jailed. The amended public health regulations in Trinidad related to the virus came into effect today, a day after the Chief Medical Officer, Dr. Roshan Parasram, disclosed that some people who were swabbed and their results pending had gone about their lives and did not stay at home self-isolating as was requested. He said there would no longer be verbal advice but one in writing with the penalties outlined. The regulations now state that a person in relation to whom the direction is given shall be informed of the reason for giving the direction and of the period during which that person is likely to be required to remain at a public hospital or a designated facility for observation. And finally tonight, international news. Canada's finance minister has said he will resign after conflict of interest allegations involving the We charity. The finance minister has faced pressure to step down after it was revealed he did not repay travel costs covered by the organization while on overseas trips to see its work. He said he recently realized that he had not repaid 41,000 Canadian dollars in expenses and has since written a check. The Prime Minister of Canada, Justin Trudeau, is also facing scrutiny for his and his family's involvement with the same charity. The finance minister said he will step down from his position in the Liberal Party cabinet and his role as a member of Parliament for his Ontario riding Toronto Centre. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting.